Good evening once again. I'm Ali Velshi in for Brian Williams. Day 78 of the Biden administration. Tonight, brand new revelations about the federal investigation into Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz of Florida, who remains under scrutiny for possible sex trafficking and an alleged relationship with a 17-year-old girl. A law enforcement official and another person familiar with the matter tell NBC News the feds are looking into the congressman's visit to the Bahamas with women, and specifically whether those women were paid to travel for sex, which would violate federal laws. The sources say investigators are also looking into whether Gaetz and one of his associates used the internet to search for women they could pay for sex. Gaetz has denied ever paying for sex or ever having any sort of relationship with a 17-year-old while an adult. And a Gaetz spokesman told CBS News, which first broke tonight's development, that the story has turned into, quote, a general fishing exercise about vacations and consensual relationships with adults. The congressman has been a rabid supporter of Donald Trump during his presidency and afterwards, never failing to back him in public.
Donald Trump, like all builders, is a visionary. That which is built in the mind is even more powerful than the brick and mortar that holds it together. First comes the mind, then the making. First comes the vision, then the work. My fellow patriots, don't be shy and don't be sorry. Join me as we proudly represent the pro-Trump America First wing of the conservative movement.
Well, just last night, the New York Times reported Gaetz had approached the Trump White House about a blanket pardon in the waning days of the presidency, while the federal investigation was already underway. It's not clear if Gaetz was aware of the investigation at the time, however. Today, the former president issued this statement, quote, Congressman Matt Gaetz has never asked me for a pardon. It must also be remembered that he has totally denied the accusations against him, end quote. Note, the Times did not report that Gaetz had asked Trump directly for a pardon. The investigation into Gaetz stems from his connection to a Florida tax collector named Joel Greenberg, who's currently jailed and is facing a host of federal charges, including sex trafficking. He's already pled not guilty to an earlier set of charges. Politico reports, quote, Gaetz described Greenberg as a wingman to some acquaintances and even promoted him as a potential congressional candidate. Now there are suspicions Greenberg might be cooperating with prosecutors to build a case against Gaetz. Greenberg has a court hearing in Orlando tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. Phil, let's start with you and what's going on with Matt Gaetz. Each day, every few hours, there seems to be some further development, but we still do not have any concrete action from the Department of Justice, nor any concrete response from Matt Gaetz's colleagues in Congress.
That's exactly right, Ali. We've heard very little from Republican leaders on Capitol Hill. The only real statement of quasi-support would have been from President Trump down at Mar-a-Lago, but he wasn't actually supporting Gaetz. He only said, keep in mind that he has denied these allegations. But the story is getting messier for the Florida congressman. The reporting just tonight about the allegation that he had taken perhaps paid escorts overseas across state lines. That is a very troubling development. Obviously, if true, would be a violation of federal law. And I have to tell you, I imagine there's a lot more in this case, and that investigators are currently trying to sort through and figure out than we're aware of at this time. So I assume in the days to come, we're going to learn more about the situation.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.